This week on Supercars Torque, it's time for some night racing. Everybody's getting in on the NASCAR gigs, and I try not to die from this spicy cough. The big news this week, and if my voice sounds slightly off, that's because I've been coughing for like 3 days straight and haven't slept from it. So apologies at the start, guys. I'm a little bit under the weather. But the big news this week is that Brodie will be joining Shane van Gisbergen at the Brickyard. It's not for the oval race around Indianapolis. It is the road race there, the 13th of August with the Indy cars on that weekend. Both of those guys will be in NASCAR, so anything other than a 1-2 will be a disappointment. Shane will be with Trackhouse once again, the same team he was with for the Chicago race, and Brodie Kostecki will be over there with Richard Childress Racing in a Mobile X backed car. That's a Peter Adderton brand. He has Boost over here, over there it's Mobile X, and it looks like there will also be backing from Shaw and Partners and Velo, who is typically there on the Walkinshaw cars. It's quite exciting to see what our guys can do on that international stage. A little bit nervous about how many drivers we're going to lose to the NASCAR category next year. There is also the opportunity though for new blood to come in. But yeah, it looks like I'll be watching a second NASCAR race this year. Tickford have finally announced their Enduro co-driver pairings. They had signed all these guys up very early on in the year. Some of them have actually on multi-year deals, but they hadn't actually announced the lineups. As speculated, Waters and Moffat will be together again. No surprises there. I think part of the deal with Moffat staying there was that he would be with Cam Waters. Tyler Everingham will be with Declan Fraser. Yeah, that one is what it is. Courtney and Zach Best together, and then Randall and Gary Jacobson. Now, I saw a lot of comments about that Zach Best should have been placed with Tom Randall because Zach Best is probably, a lot of people saying, the best co-driver. I'd say Moff probably still, due to his experience and that, I'd prefer Moff to be with Waters rather than Zach Best. But yeah, a lot of people commenting Zach Best should be the one with Randall, seeing as though Randall's doing better in the championship. I'd imagine this was decided a lot earlier on, and with probably the budget that Zach is bringing to that seat, they probably made a decision at the start of the year that they wanted to be with Courtney, and that's the way that's gone. And then Gary, kind of the last guy in, gets with the one with the empty seat. I'd say that's probably the logic behind there. There probably isn't a big conspiracy theory. It's probably just more that Zach coming in wanted to be part of the top team, and yeah, Courtney is in there in the A team while Randall is in the B team when it comes to those two-car team setups there. And the other, this one, this very, very left of field, Premier has announced that Jono Webb will be returning essentially to the team that he sold. He's going to co-drive with Tim Slade there at Bathurst. Very, very left of field one there. He'd kind of disappeared right off the radar. As much as everyone's got their own opinions of Jono Webb over the years and what happened with Techno there at the end. A very, very good driver in his own right, and then an extremely good co-driver over the years. Ultimately, he did go on to win Bathurst in 2016 there with Will Davison. But yeah, just a very big surprise because, it was, if Joe Mawson didn't get the super license, it was kind of expected. Matt Charter and Kurt Kostecki had both tested with the team, was was kind of expected that they were going down that route. And then, yeah, very, very left of field one with Jono Webb there. Could be a very inspired choice though, because as I said, his results at Bathurst have been pretty impressive over the years. And just on a side note there, Joe Mawson definitely out of the running for a super license now. His whole racing license at the moment, as far as I know, has been suspended because he was taking a fitness supplement. Read into that what you will. Comments have been closed on other commenting sites with the articles on this one because, yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything illegal about it, just that he's been taking the wrong supplement, looks like, at the moment. I suppose in this performance-driven industry, it probably is quite easy to take something that you're not 100% know what you're taking and falling foul of the rules, but we'll leave it at that for now. And the last little bit on the super license rules there, I see that we have bent the rules just enough now so that Aaron Love and Kai Allen will be able to get a super license to race in those their respective wildcards at Bathurst. So instead of having to do 6 Super 2 rounds now, if you have finished in the top 3 of either Porsche Carrera Cup or Super 3 in the year prior or within the last 3 years, and you've done 3 Super 2 rounds, you'll be eligible to get a super license. So both Kai Allen and Aaron Love both meet that criteria there, finishing first and second in their respective championships, and have now conveniently done 3 rounds of Super 2, so both of them magically get a super license. Of course, Joe Mawson still would miss out, and to the people saying Michael Anderson then would get his super license, no, he would still miss out, because although he came, I think it was second in Super 3, whatever year it was, he still hadn't technically done Super 2 rounds. He'd only done the combined Super 2/Super 3 rounds, not actual Super 2 rounds, which is where he fell afoul on that one last time. It's looking increasingly likely that Taupo and Singapore will be additional rounds to the championship next year. Taupo in New Zealand, probably saying that wrong. Please correct me if I am, and I will try to get it right. And Singapore to join on the F1 circus there at the Marina Bay circuit. The big news on that one, I suppose, is that it will... the F1 calendar, it will slot in between Sandown and Bathurst there, so we will have a split enduro season. Not the first time that this has happened. I think one time New Zealand was in between Sandown and Bathurst, and then a few years ago where we had the weird thing where Sandown was more towards the end of the year after Bathurst, we did have a sprint round. I think could have even been Gold Coast was a sprint round in between the Bathurst and the Sandown 500. Tony Quinn has also said that there won't be a QR round next year. So does that mean Winton is in line to be the 15th round? Please, please, please. As much as people will say I'm against Phillip Island, that I want to see QR and Winton on the circus before we see Phillip Island there. And the other little bit of news this week is that R&J Batteries have extended their deal with Brad Jones Racing there to sponsor Andre Heimgartner's car going into the future. Racing at Sydney over the weekend. Now, the big Saturday night event. And it will be a big event because the race is, I suppose, nearly twice as long on Saturday night there as what Sunday will get you. So the setup over the weekend, Saturday's definitely the day to go. If you can only go one of the days, Saturday you get two practice sessions, then the 3-part qualifying that we all love, and then a 51 lap or 200 kilometre race there starting at 7:35 p.m, so that is going to run quite late into the night. This race was supposed to have a minimum of 2 tyre stops in it. Now it's been changed, you only have to stop once, but it is likely that you will see a lot of guys still going for that two-stop strategy because this is another tyre eater kind of circuit. So I'm actually quite excited by this because we could really see some different strategies in there with guys, I suppose, also trying to save tyres for the Sunday race, and some guys, you know, really kind of throwing all the eggs in one basket to go and take the glory on the Saturday night and throwing a lot of tyres at that race. But I get excited at these races because we don't see it very often now where, you know, you get those kind of split strategies. Let's hope that not everyone just decides, okay, we have to do this on a one stop, or everyone decides, oh no, we're going to go and do this on a two stop. The other thing, because the fuel drop, you only have to do 80 litres of fuel, which the fuel tanks now take 130 litres. So you can drop, this is where the one stop thing kind of came in, you can drop all the fuel in one stop, but it will be interesting to see whether people, you know, try and have that lighter fuel load and do, you know, 40 litres of fuel in two stops and blazing around on new tyres, or whether you kind of go mid-race and then, just fill her right up and off you go and plod along. Sunday, definitely not the pick of the days because all you will get is one 15-minute qualifying session and a 36-lap race. It's hard to remember now, but last year this was the opening round of the season. Shane Van Gisbergen and Chaz Mostert shared the wins over the 2 days. Shane was only sixth in the second race, with Chaz and Anton getting double podiums, and Brodie was the only other guy to get himself on the podium there over the weekend last year. This year, I totally expect this to be a Triple Eight versus Erebus fight. Little bit, sprinkle in Mostert, Waters, and Jack LeBrock as well. I expect Anton, actually, take Cam Waters away. I think Tickford are going to have a bad weekend. Even in their heyday, they haven't really shone at this track. My tip, Anton. Coming off that win, I expect them to, you know, really come. They've had some good racing on this circuit. There's that cough. I nearly got all the way through. DJR have been very fast here in the past. I expect Anton to come in with, you know, high hopes and just start smashing. This is where his year starts, and I expect Anton to really be battling up the front once again this weekend. And finally, it's time for comment of the week. This week's one goes to Andream. While we're talking about Nick Percat and his job prospects for next year, Andream says, I hate to say it, but I really think Nelson ate Nicholas's homework. That's obviously referring to Nick's dog, Nelson, there. That one gave me the biggest laugh this week. But yeah, down in the comments, let me know your predictions for the weekend. And I'm going to try and rest up and get better. But until next time, I'm still Dave, and I'll catch you later.